The Quest has to be one of the most updated platforms in history at this point, with Meta earlier this year even quietly launching more power for the Quest 3 and no one even knew about it. And today we've got even more updates with version 71 of the Quest OS launching soon or rolling out soon. Everything from AI-generated lip and facial movement without face tracking for your avatars to new applications, better sound, a whole bunch of stuff. So let's dive in and see exactly what this new update has to offer. So to kick off this update, the Quest is actually getting a brand new refresh of its actual OS. The design is getting some changes. It says that both dark and light themes have now been optimized for clarity viewing and for reading contrast, and that you'll also notice other improvements to the way panels look and behave, where the controller bar resides, the color of various UI elements, and more. They did show this single image here of some of the settings changes, which is a brand new refresh of the settings menu, which was pretty old and needed a refresh. Even improving search so you can actually find things in settings better. Overall, the menu system really could use some updates. In fact, I wish that they would take what they recently launched the ability to do, and that's have the opaque kind of see-through menus, almost like the Apple Vision Pro, and bring those to Quest. That hasn't quite happened yet. Hopefully in the near future it will. As I mentioned, they've also launched something called Audio to Expression. I'm just going to read you this here on my phone so you get an idea of what this is, and I'll kind of break it down a little bit. It says Audio to Expression is a new machine perception and AI capability that derives compelling facial motion and lip sync signals from your microphone input. That's a lot of words to say that it's a new AI that takes what you're saying and translates it into what your face is supposed to be doing. Unlike earlier versions of lip sync that only animate the mouth, this capability provides upper facial movements, including upper cheeks, eyelids, and eyebrows to bring full expressivity to your character. Available as part of the Motion SDK, developers can access Audio to Expression to provide users with enhanced social presence through more comfortable and expressive characters. Even more impressive, Audio to Expression does all of this at a fraction of the app's CPU load required by lip sync. All that really just means that this new version of their lip syncing software is more than that. It actually allows developers, and I'm sure the Horizon avatars as well, to use this AI platform that takes your speech and it translates it into facial movements, not just mouth movements, but upper cheeks, eyebrows, eyes. So as you're talking, your face can be moving more realistically based on what you're saying, and I imagine how you're saying it as well. This is something that'll make even better social experiences in VR, as the Quest 3 doesn't have face tracking like the Quest Pro did. This isn't as good as face tracking, obviously, but it's a great alternative that's way cheaper, and it's actually cheaper power-wise too, using less CPU, meaning more overhead for other things for developers to use the power for of the Quest 3 in their games. We've also got an update to travel mode. Travel mode now supports trains on top of airplanes. So next will be automobiles, then we'll have planes, trains, and automobiles. We've also got a calendar update. There's actually an integrated calendar in the actual menu now, and it says you can actually integrate Google and Outlook calendars, as well as entry points to access Horizon events and workroom meetings, meaning your meetings and everything in VR can be even easier. If you've got calendar meetings on your Google or Outlook calendars, you can actually link them to Horizon or wherever you in workrooms or whatever you're going to use on the Quest platform, and use that to hyperlink to those locations, essentially. We've also got a brand new volume mixer, allowing us to actually adjust volume of calls, apps, and media independently, meaning that if you're playing a game and you want your music to be louder or quieter if you're playing in the background, which you can do, by the way, if you didn't realize that, you actually can do that, then you actually have the option to reduce the volume or make volume louder on either a call, an app, or your music. It just gives more freedom of ability to what you're doing and gives you the ability to actually adjust them independently, which is nice. Also, the Dolby Atmos and Dolby Digital Surround officially making its launch in this update. I think it was mentioned previously, maybe at Connect. Now it's officially launching. It has 3 DOF. It's not 6 DOF, but it does have 3 DOF, allowing you to turn your head, and that means that the spatial landscape turns with you, so that when you're hearing surround sound, if you turn your head, you're going to be closer to that sound. It's essentially spatial audio using Dolby Atmos and digital surround for movies and other content, not for VR games. Also, pass-through improvements. Apparently, we're getting a higher frame rate for pass-through, which will make things a lot smoother. Pass-through is already way better than the Quest 2 and then the Quest Pro, but the Quest 3 and 3S are apparently getting better pass-through with a higher refresh rate or higher frame rate, so that it's going to look even smoother when you're looking around, which just makes mixed reality experiences even better. Video sharing also in Horizon Chats. That's the chat system in the Horizon OS now. They call it Horizon Chats. And you're able to actually send videos, including flat videos and Apple spatial videos too. So if you're in the app and you want to send a spatial video to someone, you can now do that inside the application. Also, the ability to actually set up your space gets better as well. Version 71 gives you the ability to actually continue scanning your space and adjusting it instead of having to start from the beginning of it, which is a nice addition because sometimes that's a pain in the butt. Also, as you're finishing your space, you'll actually have a 3D miniature representation of your space that you can actually look at, so you can get a better idea of how your space was scanned and set up, which I think is a great addition as well. Well, that is it. There's not a whole heck of a lot going on, but some pretty interesting things happening in the world of Quest as we get closer to the holiday season. What are your thoughts on this? Anything that strikes your fancy that is launching on the Quest 3 and 3S? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, happy questing.